What is going on, man? Today I just got done with the gym, did some rounds on the bag, hit a workout, went in the sauna. It's 8 in the morning right now. It is minus 20 something outside. It feels like minus 20 something outside. So if you hear a little bit of background noise, that's just my car. It's cold outside when I'm trying to record this video. I'm not trying to freeze to death and be all shivering and shit. So if you hear that background noise, it's because my car is on. All right, but to just get straight into it, man. If you're someone who is really ambitious, you are gonna waste years if you don't have this one thing in check, which is your mindset. Now, before you click off this video, let me at least explain why. If your mind is not right, it doesn't matter how ambitious you are as a person. You will never be able to see the progress you want to see, whether it's in your career life, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your fitness goals, whatever your current goal is right now. If you don't have your mind right, it will make it virtually impossible to reach high levels of excellence if your mind is all fucked up, all right? So let me explain, man. With how our world is set up today, a lot of people have a really shitty mindset or a lazy fucking brain and they don't even realize it. And it's just because how this world has conditioned us. These social media apps wasting hours of your time, the food you be eating, the amount of vices that are readily available, some even on your phone, like porn and everything. There are so many things in this world that are basically shrinking you to be basically a loser, right? And a lot of people don't even realize how much this world is fucking up your mind and making you a lazy piece of shit and causing you to feel the depression and anxiety you feel in your life, right? And I'm gonna tell you exactly what you can do to have your mind right, because if your mind is right, it will make going after your goals way easier. If your mind is all fucked up, it makes it a little bit harder. Think about it for a second. If you're depressed all the time, are you really gonna have the energy to go after your goals? You could still do it, but it would probably suck. And if there's a way where you can go after your goals in a positive state, why would you not do that instead, right? So I'm gonna go over what you can do to make sure that your mind is right so that you can go after the shit you want to. Number one, you gotta remove all the vices in your life. Now, you might not be able to get rid of all the vices. For example, for me, I use social media to post content and stuff, so technically I can't really get rid of social media, right? But whatever the vices are for you that don't serve any benefit to your life. So that includes eating fast food, processed food, corn, vaping, smoking weed, alcohol, drugs, gambling, any vices that are fucking up your life, you need to get rid of. I know there might be some motherfuckers, oh, I only vape. Shut up. Motherfucker talking about I only vape, so I don't really have any vices. Bro, vaping is literally the easiest way to nerf yourself. We don't even have all the studies yet to show the long-term effects of it, but bro, what the fuck are you doing? It's 2026. Stop being a bad bitch and vaping, bro. Come on, man. All right? You want to get rid of the vices. That's the first step. When you get rid of the vices, you're probably going to go through a period, depending on what your vices are, you're probably going to go through a period of withdrawal, and it's going to suck for 1 or 2 weeks, maybe even a month. All right? That's normal. This is releasing a lot of the times, for example, if it's smoking or drugs, for example, this is releasing all of the toxins out of your body and regenerating you to a normal human being. All right? So now that you got rid of all the vices and you're now at baseline, I would highly recommend following a diet plan. Now, this doesn't have to be some crazy diet plan, but a diet plan which includes just eating whole foods that you can generally tell what the ingredients are. If I'm eating a chicken, the ingredient is most likely a chicken. If I'm eating an egg, the ingredient is an egg. If I'm eating some broccoli, the ingredient is a broccoli. Basically, just avoid all the frozen dinner, the processed shit, all of that garbage, snack, all those candies and chocolates, because what you eat would directly affect your mind. Have you ever noticed if you have eaten a meal that is particularly high in carbs? Like, for example, if you had some fried chicken, right? We all know afterwards you kind of feel lethargic, you kind of feel tired, lazy. Your mind is not all the way there. It's not at its sharpest, right? Some people are eating like that every single day and they wonder why they're not making no progress towards their goal. It's because you're constantly filling yourself up with shit. Stop fucking doing that, all right? You need to treat yourself like you're a Lamborghini. Would you put fucking the regular 87 or are you putting that premium? You put in that premium because that Lamborghini needs that premium gas. And the premium gas is eating clean whole foods, okay? So you've gotten rid of the vices, all right? You're starting to eat better. Now, what you gotta do is get some exercise in. And I know some motherfucker might be like, oh, well, my goal isn't to get in shape. I have other goals. I want to do this with my career. I want to do that with my business. I'm not looking to get my body in shape and all this crap. Bro, listen, you live in North America. Majority of the people in North America are not in shape. If you have enough discipline to be in shape, which a lot of people in this world do not have the discipline to do, or at least in North America, you will most likely have the discipline to go after the goals that you want to achieve. You're just building your discipline muscle by getting yourself in shape. And plus there's so many benefits that I can name out and everything. But listen, man, if you're fat and unhealthy, it doesn't matter how much money you got. If your health isn't in check, how the fuck are you gonna go after your goals? Bro, there's so many reasons, bro. I don't even want to get into a whole fucking long rant on why you need to get your health together, your body in shape. But trust me, if you do these 3 things right here, you remove the vices, start eating a little bit better, daily exercising. So when I mean daily exercising, I mean you follow a plan. I would highly recommend a form of lifting weights and some cardio, okay? I'm not gonna tell you what you gotta do for your weights and cardio. Personally, I like to lift weights and do boxing. That's something I'm into. But for you, it might just be you just lift weights and you just do the treadmill, okay? The reason why we're exercising is that this is gonna build your mind, because now that you've done these 3 things, you've first proven that you don't need any crutches. You're eating a little bit better. You're exercising. What's going to happen is that your body is going to change and your self-image is going to change. When your self-image changes, you feel a little bit better about yourself because you're like, oh shit, I'm a little bit in shape. I stick to my word. I'm disciplined. And what that is going to do is instill confidence, right? People talk about confidence all the time, but what confidence really is your own self-belief. Your own self-belief comes from following what the fuck you're gonna say. If you have followed what you said you were gonna do, which was get rid of the vices, eat a little bit better, get into better shape, you're building confidence because you now have some proof that you follow what you are going to do. Okay? This is ultimately building your mindset, building your discipline, improving your self-image. You do all of these things, you're building a strong ass mindset. Okay? So now that you've those 3 things consistently, all right? The next phase to going after your goal, now that you have built the mind that can now go after the goal, is to develop a daily momentum list, right? A momentum list is 3 to 5 things you're going to do on that day to get you closer towards your goal, okay? These aren't, oh, I'm going to the gym today. No, we're already past that right now, because more than likely after you've dropped the vices, you've been eating well and you've been going to the gym regularly, right? If you've done that for a long period of time, that's just part of your identity. Those are just your daily habits, right? What is on your momentum list are things that are gonna push you towards your goal that are one-time tasks, okay? For example, if I wanted to make more money in my circumstance, right? I would have to probably get a better job. So maybe for that momentum task for today, for example, I would be like, I'm going to apply to 20 jobs. I'm going to reach out to this recruiter. I'm going to update my resume. Okay. And you want to keep 3 to 5 things. And here's the benefit about making a momentum list, right? A lot of people get caught up in this fucking self-improvement, hustle culture, all this BS, and a lot of people are just wasting their own time, right? They're trying to fill every single hour with something to feel like they're productive, but a lot of it is just shit. In reality, there's probably just a couple things that you need to do every single day that are going to push you towards your goal. And by creating a momentum list of 3 to 5 things, once you've checked all of those off, right, you've won the day. And let's say, for example, you finish all the things by 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Congrats, you got the rest of the day. You can chill and relax. A lot of people get burnt out mentally because they're just always on this hustle culture. I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Every single hour they have to do something. It's like, no, bro. No. If you're doing the most important things every single day, you don't have to be doing useless shit just to feel like you're being productive. Matter of fact, it's probably hindering you because every single day when we wake up, we only have a certain amount of mental bandwidth we can give towards our goals. And you're fucking wasting it doing dumb shit like listening to podcasts for hours and hours on end. Like that's not helping you get closer towards your goal, right? But like I said, man, if you do these 4 things, man, which is you drop the vices, start eating a little bit better, start working out regularly, all those 3 things alone are going to make it so that your mindset is baseline. You are going to get into better shape, so your self-image is going to improve. And if your self-image improves, you're more likely to take actions that you would not have taken if you felt shitty about yourself. You now have proof about yourself, which builds confidence that you can stick to what you say you are going to do. And then afterwards, when you combine that with a momentum list, which is 3 to 5 things, one-time tasks that you're going to plan the night before every single day, I'm telling you, you consistently do this for a year's time, you're going to be way closer towards your goal. You're going to feel way better about yourself, and your entire life is going to make an entire 180 change. You got to be consistent with it, which a lot of people have issue with. I want to give you guys all this information now because as someone who is really ambitious, I wasted years not building the mindset before I went after my goals. Had I built my mindset, I probably would have progressed a little bit faster than where I'm at today. So to save you the time, I'm telling you, don't waste years trying to go after something if your mind isn't right. And you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to get your mind right. You don't have to spend an entire fucking year. I would probably just say maybe 1 to 3 months with that 3-step process of removing the vices, eating well, working out, and then doing that momentum list. And then, at that point, it's just part of your identity, so you can go all the way with it. All right? With that being said, man, I hope you guys got some value from this video today. If you want help, if you need personalized help on how you can get your mind right, your body right, and everything, DM me on Instagram at Shook Training, and we can talk about how we can actually make that happen. But other than that, man, I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.